Well, that was an inauspicious start. I put the thing in, I think it's good to go, and the camera says memory error. So, how are we doing this angle? I went ahead and I put the tripod back in. I mean, it's not in my way enough to really, yeah, I just figured it'd be more useful, you know. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back to building this guy. So, when I left off, I just done up this deck. There we go, just get a good look so far. This time, well, I had quite a bit more to do, graying some things out to get it, you know, ready for that initial run of stuff, I guess. Alright, well, let's get to it. Alright, so, found some bits where I think a darker paint than I originally meant to got on the outside, so I have to recover. Just keep going over here too. Well, then arms are distances. Royal pain in the neck. Oh well. You get a little more water into this. So the rule of thumb is to get your paint to the consistency of like milk. I try to go for about 50-50 paint to a thinner. In this case, it'd be paint to water because I'm using a brand that will not be named until I learn that they've decided to not do some unkind things with their IP. Alright, so what I've got here is one of the next pieces to go on this. You'll see there's some ridges here. Well, maybe you'll see it reasonably well. Maybe not. See, there's some difficulty with these ridges fitting into the appropriate position. Why could that be? Well, because I don't have the flexibility I would have otherwise had when putting this together if I had, say, done it in the way the makers had intended. There is a solution to this. I remove some of these features so that I can try to leverage some of the precision, but minimize things that get in my way. And I have just the right tool to do that. Alright, so I'm showing these two guys because on pieces that were really tiny like this guy, I super glued a wire to it so I could hit all the places I might want to hit with the primer. Also, at least in this particular piece, maybe you'll see it in the camera, maybe you won't. You can just barely make out the score lines I did just with a scalpel here to try to mimic a deck. I did that because I'm not sure if this was like some metal plate or something, or if it was an actual deck. So I'm just going to assume that all the decks that were outside the inside of the boat were actually like wood. Like this guy here. I'm sure it won't be perfect, but, well, it's... Even if it's not quite correct, I still think it'll improve the model a little bit to add that extra detail, even if it never existed. Alright, let's spray paint these guys and the other guy I got on a wire somewhere else. It's about 12 to 15 psi, and it's about 50-50 mix. Mr. Hobby 1000, in this case of the gray, and the leveling thinner. Alright, I'll go do that. Alright, so, and let's see if this will zoom in for me. So, those are the more finely attuned eyes are going to immediately notice that, hey, wait a minute, that looks like it should be, this looks like it should be level to that. Well, yeah. And it's curved up because that's just how the cookie crumbles. So, what to do? Besides, next time try a better pre-fitting process. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cold. Well, what if I could hold it down right here? Good chance I could probably bring it in some reasonable. How to do that though? Well, good news is there's something that goes in there. That's something that happens to be on these guys right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just basically assemble one of the back smokestack now. And then I'm going to, after that, that should enable me to push this back down and get back to building things in order. Sweet. Alright, let's see if I can get this camera to zoom in here. We have a problem. Is it noticeable? Oh, it's trying to, it's not quite. Let's. Okay, so that guy right there is the problem. Now you're probably thinking, well, Rich, yeah, okay, so what's the problem? You just got to add the other piece that goes over this, and that's the problem. It fell, and I am not going to find that on this dirty-ass floor over here. Yeah, okay, let's just go ahead and zoom that out. Nope, other way. I'll learn to work this camera someday. So what do? Well, seeing as I try to adapt and get things done, I'm going to go ahead and just take some of this wire here and try and gin something up. Probably won't be as neat and pretty, but hopefully it'll work good. Wish me luck. Alright, so before I apply a final thing of, you know, airbrush, so I primed it, then I painted this top bit black here, and then masked off the bottom as well. Then I masked those off, painted the whole thing white to have an underlayer. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to paint this like a darker gray with the airbrush, and hopefully that comes out to have a nice kind of like stripe for the, you know, dazzle camo scheme I'm thinking about. Alright, well, that'll be good practice and ways to think about when I do it in bigger size. Here we go. Alright, there we go. So it's been about a month again, and what little I have done. I did this second floor deck area. I put on this photo etch most recently for, you know, the stuff that supports the various lifeboats. And I also, to keep this kind of held down, I also put on the this funnel, put it together, and lost the piece for its kind of proper, you know, funnel cage. Okay. I make more of a hoopla about how exactly I did up this funnel, which is nice. But that is neither here nor there. And the reason it is neither here nor there is because at this point of the month, you know, I gotta stop, make the video, put it out so you guys get a nice little update. But there is another thing. So, admittedly, I would have liked to have gone further. You know, add at least this, maybe finish this page, but this and these all look like formless boxes, not dedicated parts. So A18, A17, and looking at the sprues, 17 and 18 right there. Perfect. So 17 and 18. And yeah, they are in fact basically formless boxes. Same for the G's as well. They're just like little formless boxes. Now, of course, looking at things, right? I wonder, there's no such thing as a formless box. They gotta mean something. The best I can conclude is that they're either some kind of locker, right? Given the placement of this number 4 guy here. There, and this saying, you know, signal flag lockers, right? Looking at that, though, that's not really the case. That might be the 18, but I don't know. But, yeah, there is no... Then over here, there's, you know, 29, which is 4 mass, that's not it. 5 is a sanitary tank. Whatever. So yeah, it's like... I mean, yeah, okay, it's a model. It's 1/700th scale. I do want to just get it done, get it over with to go into the Bismarck, but I have standards. So I'm going to go look and see what's represented and what's not over the, next few weeks. And see if I can't come to a decision of, do I try to make more of my own photo etch, which has had valuable but mixed results in the past, or just go ahead and do it the way the boat's made and be done with it. But that's neither here nor there. Until then, I am Rich. I build stuff. I hope you enjoyed. This has been part 52 of my Dreadnought playlist. Alright, time for the standard YouTube dance of like, share, subscribe. Hooray! Alright, peace out for now. Hope you enjoyed.